only starts at 4. Y'all don't need. We'll go eat with Kevin. I'll take a look at it, send it out. He's been talking to me. I think his filing's going to ruffle him a little bit, so hopefully we have a good amount.
Do we?
Better on time than never.
Got 3 minutes to spare.
That's the deal.
All right.
Good. How are you?
Huh?
Sir, how are you, sir?
See you. Yeah. Bigger? I'm saying, so you feel good?
Well, with a slight push, you could change that.
You can get somebody back. Just make sure we get a picture for both of them.
Did someone push someone? Oh. Okay. Okay.
I think so. Say until the next one.
Sir, make sure your phone is silenced. Thank you.
Are we gonna have somebody give a presentation, Caesar? Oh, she's on. She's online. I don't see anybody online.
CC you on the,
Oh. You sure you CC'd?
oh, her on the outline.
No, because I just checked everything, what today again before I came in.
Wow,
I didn't see anything.
because it was him and you.
Okay. I'll go back and look at it.
I'll get you a copy. So I should have brought it with me. I figured you had it. Oh. Yeah, we sent it last week, and I was talking about see if they're this meeting.
Ryan, did you bring us budgets
Okay.
from last year? Then something reference?
Yeah.
I mean, something so we can reference off of. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copies, or
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, that's, because he responded. But you were on there.
that's true.
Space.
Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. Right. Yeah. Because, really, because I put you on one of the action items about us kind of coordinating, because, this is all through KDA, it's like you want.
Hey, Dimitri, I want to talk. You do want to talk?
Oh, okay, perfect.
The 1661.
Ben?
Got it.
Mine doesn't say 4 o'clock. I'm gonna say Apple's probably more accurate than that.
Presentation she just logged on. She She might, can't share her screen, she might need to.
Did you send it?
It's uploaded, it's in the attachment.
Oh, okay.
She
Okay.
should be able to share it, but in case she can't. see
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
It's also a little further down.
Hi, Natasha. I'm Kenny with the National Fitness Campaign, just jumping in for the call.
Okay, we can hear you. Thank you very much.
Everybody
Awesome.
your green button.
I'm gonna go ahead and interview.
Saying we have a quorum, I'm gonna call the KCDC special meeting, July 14, 2026, 4 p.m. to order. Number 2, invitation to address the board. Dimitri, would you like to speak? I need that piece of paper back again.
They didn't want to sign. She refused. Okay, try this on.
Yes.
Yeah, green, please.
Can you hear me now? Well, I'm here because I wanted to kind of plant the bug in here about the possible reconfiguration of the parking, the paid parking lot for us business owners down there. I think that lot's detrimental to our businesses. And I think it's kind of a turnoff for locals and people around the area to come and have to pay for parking, you know, especially when surrounding cities don't do that. I believe it should be free all the time. It's a lifeline for us. Our business model isn't the Kemo Boardwalk. And I think all these small businesses could thrive from it. You know, if we can post and market that the parking's free, maybe we can get the people back that we've lost over time. You know, the one-way streets and all that stuff really was a turnoff for a lot of people. And the consensus I get from talking to all the people that come down there, they just, you know, a lot of them just don't want to pay to park. You know, they want to come down there, and it's just it's a deterrent in my opinion. So I just want to plant the bug. Maybe we can discuss some kind of plan to do something to help the businesses a little bit more. Because I think everybody in Toucan Alley is on board. I know Barry's on board. I'm on board. I just think it'd be beneficial, you know, to go back to the old days. Thank you.
Barry, do you want to speak?
My name's Barry, T1 Tom's and Cookies. I have my own parking lot, but still, people park in my parking lot all day that don't want to pay to park. I mean, it fills up on Friday night, I'm full, I walk in the restaurant, it's half empty. I've been here for 27 years, and I just know it's everybody parking on it. And I talked to people too, I talked to the guy the other day, said how the beer he was. I said, what are you doing? He goes, oh, just drop my kids off the boardwalk. Oh, great. What are you doing here? I'm just gonna have a beer, I'll pick them up in an hour. You know? Actually, we need to, he's gonna go pick them up, he's gonna leave in an hour, and he's gonna hang out with him, leave his car in my lot. You know what it was. Anyway, just say that everybody parks in my lot, just trying to avoid having to pay to park. Dads are like that. Anyway, thank y'all.
Thank you. Number 3, proclamation, presentation, awards, and community spotlight. 3A, presentation of a national fitness campaign. I think we have somebody online that's going to give a presentation. Susan.
Yes, sir. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge board member Megan Salcedo for her efforts with this project so far. We started this as the possibility of being at 57 Acre Park, but it has opened up to other possibilities. Joining us is Ms. Kenny Kerr with National Fitness Campaign. She will share her screen and share a presentation that's also accompanied within everybody's packets and briefly go through that. What's that?
Perfect. Thank you for allowing just a little bit of time to share the information about the campaign. I'd love to queue up a quick video for those folks that have not been introduced to the campaign. Somebody's going to have to let me know if they are hearing the video, though, if you can let me know. And then once the video is complete, I'll jump into the presentation.
We're changing the way America thinks about trails. From municipal parks and trails to college campuses to high schools nationwide, we're bringing free fitness everywhere, and we're just getting started. Hi, I'm Mitch Benaggi, founder of the National Fitness Campaign. National Fitness Campaign was founded in 1979 when we opened the first fitness court. Redesigned for the 21st century, the fitness court is the world's best outdoor gym. Our 7-movement, 7-minute system allows you to use your own body weight to get the perfect workout. Easy or hard, it will work for you. Our goal is to build healthy communities by making outdoor fitness an essential part of people's lives so that each day is better than the last. Now more than ever before, it is vital that we move fitness outdoors to remain safe, healthy, and strong.
Mission standards, as soon as we can, we go outside, which is one of the reasons why the fitness court was such an attraction to us. What impressed us most was their basic philosophy that they want to provide world-class fitness for free. Truly, anyone can use it, no matter what your age is, no matter what your physical fitness level is, no matter what your skills are. It is very adaptable.
This fitness court is one of the best things that San Jacinto has ever done.
Thousands of certified ambassadors will be trained to deliver classes, challenges, and clinics as part of our national fitness campaign. New programs are bringing students outdoors across America. The Fitness Court mobile app is your gateway to enroll in these programs. Simply scan the new digital wall with your phone to access a library of free workouts designed to optimize your experience on the fitness court. Learn the moves and take challenges as we dig deep to create impact for our partners across America. This year, we are thrilled to introduce the Fitness Court Studio, the ultimate community wellness hub, uniting the power of yoga, Zumba, bodyweight fitness, and the arts. Fitness Court Public Art continues to grow and inspire across the country as local artists collaborate to bring beautiful, one-of-a-kind murals to life on Fitness Court and Fitness Court Studios. We're proud to have helped cities of all sizes raise millions of dollars from respected sponsors to support free fitness. Wherever fitness is a priority, you can find fitness. We're partnering with large cities using urban movement data to map the best locations for healthy infrastructure. We're bringing fitness courts to within 10 minutes of population centers everywhere.
They provide these wraparound services that, from a city's perspective, that's what you want in a partner like this. You want it to come presented to you on a silver platter with a bow tied around it. They're one of the best partners, I think, that I personally have ever worked with.
We serve almost 1.2 million members across Michigan. And this partnership really is an opportunity for us to bring scalable, free health and wellness opportunities to our community. So I would actually invite cities and organizations, big and small, to explore the opportunity to invest in fitness courts. To be very honest with you, the feedback from different municipalities and different communities has been very positive.
We are committed to raise over $1 billion to bring the campaign to 5,000 cities and schools, building the largest outdoor fitness movement in the world. Join us. Let's make world-class fitness free.
Awesome. Let me pull up that presentation, and I'll be brief. I think much of what I would normally say we've probably already shared on the video. So I just have this brief presentation. I'll run through this, and then Caesar, did I hear you speak up earlier?
Yeah, I was just. Yes, I was introducing you and making sure that you were able to share your screen properly.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. I can't see anybody, so I just wanted to make sure. I thought that was you, but I just wanted to make sure. Are you seeing my screen okay now?
Yes.
Perfect. So just to sort of share, a little more perspective about the campaign, we currently work with several communities in the greater Houston area, communities such as Baytown, Katy, Galveston, I think have all been great, at Fort Bend County as well. So all been really excited about developing the campaign within their community. We are actually, the campaign in general, National Fitness Campaign, we're actually a health and wellness consulting firm, and we work with a lot of communities across the country, around 750, continually expanding the grant funding which is available, as well as the campaign in general. And I think, as mentioned on the video, the campaign sort of sits at a crossroads around some newfound research around healthy aging, longevity of life and those sorts of things. And really that research really supports what we consider a built environment, which is really what the campaign offers, some opportunity to naturally support folks as they're moving about their outdoor workout or just walking or running in general. So a good opportunity to develop some space. And I think the overarching goal of the campaign is to really help support health and wellness and active, healthy communities as we really look to sort of reverse some of those concerns around chronic disease and some of our unhealthy habits and ways there. But we do work with most major healthcare providers, and here in Texas, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas is that grant sponsor. And again, we work with lots of communities. I think the way you can really think about the campaign is the video mentioned is really this holistic, comprehensive community wellness program. So it is ultimately centered there around the infrastructure or the fitness court studio, whichever direction we'd love to go in. But I think there's that component about grant funding, which really supports the campaign. There is a component around expert consulting from both myself, and we have a very strong, a very robust design and planning team, which helps bring the campaign to the community as well. There is an art component. You probably saw that on the video. Really strong art component as we look to incorporate our cultural arts within the campaign. And then there's an activation component. One is an app, and the other is really tools and resources around a ACE certified training process that allows either volunteers or recreation departments to really activate the space. I know there's a couple of footprints within the campaign. I think Caesar and Megan can talk a little bit more about their conversations, but there's a larger footprint, which includes a studio, active space for yoga, fitness, boot camps, Zumba, you name it. This footprint has actually recently been activated at the University of Houston campus. They've got a really great studio space there. And then a smaller footprint, which is the fitness court, primarily based around a 7 circuit body weight resistance workout. All of the footprints are ADA accessible, really designed for all activity levels and age groups. Of course, they're all activated by a mobile app, and then comes that art component. Really big opportunity to add a local art component to the campaign. To that back wall of the fitness court, really reflective of the community, whether that's a local muralist or someone that might be maybe just a local art done by our custom art team. But there is a shade component as well. We're not here in Texas, not too far away from you guys in the Tomball area. So this is just a great added addition that can be applied as well. And then, the campaign really excited to work with communities to really activate more outdoor spaces, really creating a wellness culture. So it's a much more than just the infrastructure. It really hinges on this outdoor wellness culture where folks are getting outside, they're getting active, doing that daily movement, and really turning the tables on some of the challenges that we face as a community around chronic disease, obesity, and just general wellness. So, Caesar, anything else you'd like for me to touch on? I thought you and Megan might be able to take it from there, but let me know if there's something else you'd like for me to touch on.
No, if you could just go back to the heat map real quick. Through this process, what we've done, and Ms. Megan has been the actual lead. The process has been to look at different places where something like this could go. I understand this is not a right now project, This is something for us to try to take a look at it, what we want to pursue and how much we actually want to look into pursuing it. There are other forms of grant funding that we would need to come up with, more likely to come up with the difference. But logically, depending on where you'd want it, it could make sense in one spot more than another. The heat maps actually support there to be multiple units, community center, 57-acre park, linear park, came up as some of the highest. The TPD on linear park is, we don't have that number right now, but we do expect that to be one of the higher numbers. So those are probably gonna be the top three locations. Nothing to consider right now at this very moment, but we wanted to have this presentation for you to start thinking about what you want to do in the future. Obviously, we have a lot of projects that we're dealing with. I know the consensus is let's get some of these projects off our plate, but I still wanted the opportunity to share this with you guys. And Megan wanted to also bring it as part of the first thing that she's addressed besides the tree project. I don't want to steal her thunder, so Ms. Megan.
Yes, when Caesar first introduced me to Kenny, I thought that this would be a great addition to 57 Park because, again, we already have fitness trails out there. This feels like a great anchoring piece for that. It's something that would allow individuals who enjoy exercising outside to be outside more. And again, it is a free thing, so for people who can't afford the gym memberships, the pay to work out type of system, they can use this for free. And if we do move forward with any type of sports complex, anything like that near this is a good complement to that as well. And an added benefit that a lot of people don't think about is there is that welcome center right there that has the playground. So parents, who have little kids and want to get in a quick workout, they can take them over there to the park, let the kids play while they get in a quick workout. It does have that studio feature, which I think would be great if we have individuals in the area who want to come out and have classes like yoga or Zumba. It could be a very good community way to bring people together. So I thought 57-acre park would be a very good option for that. Of course, like Caesar said, we are looking at other possibilities as well.
And I think that concludes the presentation, unless there's some questions directly for Ms. Kenny.
Megan, any questions?
Okay. We can take a pulse of this if you want during budget. There would be a grant application that she mentioned. There is some grant funding available through the organization, through Blue Cross Blue Shield, that we feel pretty strongly about. But whatever direction you give us, that's where we're intending to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Caesar, I'm gonna drop off, but if you need anything, just give me a call if you have any last minute questions or anything.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, y'all, for good one.
Item number 4, budget kickoff meeting. Ryan?
Thank you.
I know. I dress up sometimes. I know. Thank you, sir. Nothing to see. As we're entertaining this item, I know we're going to go through several things. I just want to make of note, some things that that were discussed today was obviously the parking situation, roughly what we expect to do in parking and so forth. But if there was an initiative from KCDC to help support that, obviously you would want to consider doing that through the budget process. There was also residents that came up last time through KCDC for pickleball court upgrades to CN Park. And there was also some discussion about trash cans. Was it trash cans, Ryan?
Trash cans and benches down Texas, and a fence on Texas.
Not inclusive of that, also tonight on your agenda, you have 3 possible grants, 2 of which would require a match from this body, more than likely, as well as any other matching items that you would like to support. We are involved in the Galveston County bond project as far as roads are concerned. So if there any additional road work you'd like to do, that's another option as well. That's a brief summary of some of the things, a recap from last year, things that we have as hot pressed items. Not included in that would be any other efforts that you'd like to have. There was a discussion from council to consider increasing the management fee. That option is also available to you. And that concludes our
that
pre-presentation.
list and then have, maybe send it out to all of the board members and just have everybody rank it. What's the highest priority, the lowest priority, and then we'll just do a tally and have a conversation about that. Because I mean, what I think is important is not gonna be what everybody else thinks is important. So I think the best way to attack that would be just to list them all out. Let's, everybody take the time to grade them so that they can come back to us at the next meeting with the priority list on whatever this board's. I think that'd be the best way to handle that, because we weren't awarded the Texas Parks and Wildlife Grant last year for $750,000, but we're submitting again. So it'll be next year, so we can change that number too. That's just the number we used last year, so that needs to be on that list as well. So, I mean, there's gonna be some numbers to play with. I know from the sales tax perspective, we're anticipating flat sales next year from the city side, so this number from this year is gonna be pretty similar to last year. Interest is gonna be about the same, so our income is gonna be almost identical, I think. There's not gonna be much difference in income. It's just a matter of the expense side. So you wanna go through the expenses, Ryan? I mean, 'cause I know there's some talk from a couple of council members about raising management fees and.
Yeah, one council member brought up increasing the management fee. I know in years past, it was down, we had Ronnie, I don't remember his last name. Richards. And now he's no longer here. And then we increased the management fee from 25,000 to 100,000 last year. So I think they suggested to bump it another 25,000.
That's just talks. I mean, I'm not so sure I'm for that, just
What all
because I
does
know how
that
much work I
cover?
do for free.
It covers.
Everybody else on this board's working too, so I mean, I think we do have a working board that assists more than just showing up to a meeting and doing votes. I mean, I think we do have a working board, so thank you, Devin, and thank you, Caesar, for what y'all do, but at the same time, I think we're assisting probably more than most cities do assist in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna be opposed to that, but I just want to vote on council, so I'm not opposed to the 100,000, because I mean, these two guys do a great job and have done a great job, so I'm not trying to knock what has been done, but at the same time, I think we recognize the work that's being done by the board, the time and effort that we're putting in.
Jack, it's part of Caesar's, the communications person's salary.
So
Finance,
it's city management, it's
Natasha.
not external consulting management.
No.
Okay, that's what I needed
it's city
clarification
staff
on.
that dedicates time to the KCDC.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Audit number will probably go up a little bit. I think the contract went up a few $1,000s. Training and workshops, that could go up a little bit. I know people have been going to the IC, what is it? ISC?
ICSC.
Yeah, dyslexia right there, too many letters. That may go up a little bit. Legal fees, I can't see that really going up. Professional fees, depending on what project y'all want to kick off next year, that can definitely increase. And then dues and memberships, all that. I can't see really an increase in the marketing and website unless Devin has something geared up just for KCDC. 380 agreement. I think we've been wanting to keep it around $100,000 a year. In case there's opportunities.
Well, I think
to
that's
raise.
business retention. We're gonna keep 100. That 100 for a 380 agreement was the
Okay.
agreement we had made with another business that we were.
Oh, so
It
we
was 100,000 year prior and 100,000 this year too. So that should go away
okay to take that.
unless we want to put something in there. And I'm not opposed to 380 agreements, but it's so random. It's hard to budget for them.
Yeah.
I mean.
And that would go away by 2020, end of
This- In
2027.
October, I mean,
Okay.
we paid that money, so.
Yeah.
That's been paid.
Unless we foresee it.
Right, I was gonna say, that's just a hard one. That's gonna be a budget amendment, in my opinion. Just, they come across the desk randomly, so there's no way to anticipate what that number is gonna be.
Then there'll be a little increase. I'm sorry, I'm jumping down to the bottom for the transfer in for the public works maintenance. Depending on what kind of COLA there is, that base salary for one of our employees will be more than 52,000. So, but we're talking about just a couple percentages. It's the big dollar amounts are the projects that y'all want to kick off this next year, like 57 acre park, matching how much of that grant we're gonna put into work. I think we got
$2.6 million.
$2.6 million grant. So we got a kind of budget of how much we're going to use of that because we have to spend our money to get the money back. So
Yeah.
there is an expense.
Just a comment on that. That's one reason why you're going to have some liquidity this year. So you need to have enough in your liquid account to be able to pay expenses and then wait the 30, 60 days to get reimbursed. So that might affect some of your interest. So back to the point you were making, Darren, about the fact that we might have flat or less interest. That might be one reason why. Because some of that money is going to have to be liquid enough to be able to make those changes if we need to make some of those payments. It shouldn't be very much because we intend to move quickly, but also put in our reimbursement quickly. But those are some of the effects of what we're looking to have.
And I know the 107,500, that was the.
Oh, yeah.
That was equipment that we split with the city.
Yes, sir.
So-
I marked it off my list. I just
to work
didn't
on
verbally
the park.
say that's gone.
And the city uses it to mow ditches and some other stuff for them to do the work that they need to do. But the 52,000 at the bottom is the wages that we reimburse the city for public works to maintain the park, because that was one of the agreements we did when we started this project, was that KCDC would bear the cost of maintaining the park itself. So, and Rashard, did you get me pricing on that robotic mower?
I got-
Pricing, but I did speak to a representative yesterday. And actually, that's the company got the store in Paris, Pasadena. So we're gonna call it that.
Has anybody got any questions? I mean, we'll go through this with Caesar, but I think the next step would be to send all the CIP to everybody. Let's grade them. Send it back out. Can we do that before the next meeting?
Absolutely.
And then start having some conversations. I mean, I know we can't make decisions, but we can start.
And to that point, were there any other projects that the board would like to entertain for this next fiscal year?
I think we list all of them that we were aware of.
No, I know, but I'm saying.
Because I mean, and some are gonna get omitted because we just can't do them this next year.
Sure, but just in case there's any others that I know that there's been some discussion on some stuff that anybody would like to maybe share.
Yeah, we'd like to, one of the things we'd like to add on to this is the Kima Digital project. I know we're still in the, just basically getting into a project, considering a project, but I'd like to, one of the things I'd like to do is get an outline about how much money we might need and maybe carve a little bit out for that and include that in here. And then the other question is there anything else we can be doing now on Gateway Park other than wait to resubmit the grant application?
Certainly, without including some of the applications that we're putting in, the next phase would be to get the design handled. We're looking at about roughly anywhere between, even if you go schematic, you're probably a couple $100,000, but full design to get the ball off the ground, probably closer to $5 to $550.
But we were looking, part of that grant was design money, right?
Correct,
Right.
correct. And we are attacking other forms of funding, and they would require match, but it's too soon to say. We haven't even gone through that process yet.
Right, right.
We're tapping through any possible funding opportunities we can. So I'm back to what Darren suggested. We may have to come back for an amendment if that does come to fruition, but I don't have that or a number or a possibility yet. And
We can just make
I
sure.
may have it in time for the next meeting, but I don't have it.
Well,
right
we
now.
might have to have another special meeting because of budget. Just not that we're gonna, that's probably all we need to do because we gotta get this back to council with some sort of approval so they can finalize their budget on their side.
Correct.
So, so press for time a little bit now. So if you can get that list out to them this week, let's try to get back by next Monday, but no later than next Monday. So
And-
we can get to work on this. And if there's any other projects other than the digital sign, please add them. And then we just make it a working document. I mean,
Sure.
Let's try to get some resolution of that. And then if we feel like comfortable with that, and we talk to Ryan and Caesar about the numbers on the backside, and then we can maybe have a special meeting to just talk budget, try to get something finalized to get in front of council, because I know they got to have 2 readings and they're on a major deadline on the other side. So we got to get this done sooner than later. And maybe we can get it done on a special meeting and not have a regular meeting next month as well. So
One project I failed to mention was the potential Sixth Street reorientation. But again, obviously, right now, we talked about the city lot, trash cans and benches, pickleball court, any possible grant matches. We talked about the robotic track mower, anything going towards VA services, GA services, or the digital signage project. That's about all I have. But I'm gonna kind of put back.
Well, you like the
and put a list.
57 acre park, and then we talk about that because you've got 2.6 million allocated already. And we figure in today's money, because it's changing drastically, we're still 3.2 million short of completing the master plan park. And I know it's done in phases, so we don't have to catch it, but the sooner we can catch that.
Correct.
Because inflation's real, and that number's a big number right now because that number's so large.
Correct.
I know first we were talking about 4.1 million, now we're in the 5 million, so I mean, we're going up $1 million in 4 years. So that number is a number we need to chase in a hurry, in my opinion, just because we're not gonna ever get our hands around it if we don't. But I know it's done in phases, so the park will never be incomplete. So
Correct.
we won't start a phase and not complete it. So that's kind of the way we're rolling it out, and that's the way it was done. So just so everybody's aware, because that's our best guess right now is about 3.2 million, and there's some ads that they want to do to the park on top of what's already been done. So that number's even higher than that with the ads. We just don't have that number yet.
Correct.
Caesar, from the digital signage, you're also talking about the creation of content.
Right. So,
Go
ahead,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Well, so if either Devin or you, because I know they did that or they were going to do it in Clear Lake, where they were creating, I'll even try to find out the cost of it if you just give me the name of who to track that down with, because we would need.
I can't even do it.
Is it? Okay.
David?
If we just add a line item for both, whatever we want to look at Gateway Park as well as.
Well, we still need to do entry signs, and we still need to get back with Texas Parks and, the highway as far as the blue signs.
Blue
and the
sign
entry
program.
Signs, and those need to be projects for next year, because construction should be done next year, I would think.
You guys told me to table for this year. One that I forgot to mention was the city signage project that
Right.
we've.
I mean, I know I've
done
got
for a while.
Galveston Bay allow us doing their property at 146, but it's gonna be done construction, or we're gonna build something, and TxDOT's gonna tear it down for us.
We said city side signs, was it the monuments project?
Well, however we
Yeah.
wanna do an entrance, I mean,
Right,
Port
right.
Arthur did a really nice one now, I mean,
Yeah.
it catches your eye, and
Our-
Port Arthur, it's hard to catch somebody's eye, but they actually did a pretty good
Right.
job.
Our challenge is our corridors, obviously being northbound, southbound, 146, 96, 2094,
Yeah,
and
got so
518.
many.
We have a lot of kind of spots, and you would argue that the entrance to Sixth Street might be worthy of something. Or at the community center, obviously, we have the digital signage that we could try to improve. So we'll put some stuff together on that. The hard part's gonna be is pinpointing an actual cost for some of these things before the end of the week, to get it out to everybody. So there'll be estimates unless we have an actual
Right.
quote. So just so we have something to start with, that you can make some decisions with throughout the year. But I think that is a pretty hefty amount of stuff.
Oh, we won't get it all this year.
You won't get it all done, but again, look at where we are now compared to last year. Now we have a hit list. Before it was kind of just throwing stuff.
Right, no,
You've got a hit list, you've
And I want to
got
get
that, and you
champions on all
prioritize
this
that.
stuff too. I mean, somebody that's going to champion, whatever
Correct.
that project is, somebody's got to champion, because I don't have enough time to champion all.
Yeah, I know we had previous members on the Kingdom Monument, so maybe we just roll that into the Kingdom Digital because it really is.
Okay, yeah, because I know Ray was on there at one time, and
Yeah,
I was
I know
helping
she-
her get with the
Okay.
Galveston Bay Foundation, because they verbally gave me permission to put signage up right there.
Yeah, and I think we can look at it more holistically anyway, that way, which I think is best.
You got a lot of entrances. You got 3 state highways, and you got the 146.
A lot of people
corridors.
come through.
If there's anything that I may have missed or anything else that comes up, if you guys could try to get that to us
That's why they
here.
make it a working document, so that
Correct.
changes can be made.
And then what we'll do is
If
we'll
somebody
just,
wants to champion a project, just put champion out and put your name by it. If that's.
we could
that's your
put a poll
passion,
together
please
to get
jump
that
on
out.
board and take that project and run with it, and I will help any way I can.
And then what we'll do too is we can put that as a poll for all of you guys to prioritize them. But also for folks listening to the meeting at home, or that get a copy of the minutes, or the actual watch the video later, or even if business owners that are here now can share that with other folks that they might want to, hey, speak to one of you guys and say, hey, we want to support this, we want to support that. I think pickleball is great. I think the city signage project is dumb, whatever their input is, at least that'll allow you guys to get some.
So where are we at with the U of H, Miss Blackledge project? I mean,
Just pending them finishing their actual fabrication, since it's a
is there
school-based
anything else
thing.
that's going to be needing to be done to that park to make it functional?
It is. The idea is to finish that project, and obviously with us already having the funds encumbered, we're waiting on them finishing their stuff. Obviously, since it's a student-based program, being in the summer has been a little bit of a challenge, so they'll probably get right back up starting now in
You need
August.
free parking for that.
All right, anybody got any more questions? Caesar's got his marching orders. All right, item number 5, board member comments. Sean, you're in.
Nothing from me. Good to see everybody. Thanks for business owners being here and expressing yourselves. Need more of that.
Jacqueline?
I would thank all of the people in the city who worked 4th of July parade and felt the heat. You guys were awesome and greatly appreciated.
Dimitri, appreciate you being here. You know, our number one goal here is to support our local businesses and recruit and develop new business. When you guys come in with this, it's something we got to take seriously. We all know that nothing's perfect there. And we know that we got the traffic circulator was something that was a benefit, but was really pushed by TxDOT that had to do from a safety standpoint. So parking and everything is going to be critical for us. And I've been to your place too many Friday nights when you couldn't get in. So I understand 100%. So appreciate you guys coming down, and we take this seriously. We're gonna make this better.
Well, first, again, I'd like to say just thank you to everyone who worked on 4th of July. It really was wonderful. And also, I'd like to report that thanks to the wonderful efforts of Caesar, Devin, and our Boy Scout, Ryan, we do have some trees in the ground now at 57 Acre Park with the help of some volunteers. So that has started.
Jacob, congratulations first.
Yeah.
Nobody congratulated you before, so just
Good to
congratulations.
be back. I'll get up to speed quickly. So just looking forward to getting to work.
Dustin.
Can't wait to see him more than I already see him.
The love-hate relationship, and you're sitting next to each other. I can see you going
Thank
off
everybody for
the edge.
coming out. Thank you guys for all your work. City staff, public works. I guess there's a public works breakfast for those of y'all on KCDC next
This Friday.
Friday at 8:30. I will try my best to wake up. I promise I will try. Before 10, I may not make it. Thank you guys for all your hard work and effort. 4th of July holiday is hard on everybody that has to work. If there's long hours, long weekend. So thank you all. Just keep going.
All right. Number 6, president's comments. Thank y'all for coming out. It is much appreciated. July 4th was a success. I can say this is the first year sitting on council that I didn't get multiple phone calls, multiple emails, and didn't see social media just completely blow up. So we must be getting something right. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect because we got too many people. It'll never be perfect. And I think we learned some more stuff this year that we're going to try to implement for next year. So thank y'all, though. I know how much effort was put into that, and I was in several meetings prior, and it was crazy, but I think it went off. It's getting better. Let's put it that way. It will never be perfect. Number 7, city administrator report.
I just wanted to share, obviously, one, are there any other comments about the actual budget? We talked a lot about CIP, but you mentioned a little bit about flatline, and that's not changing very much. Were there any other changes to that so that we can kind of put something together to bring back?
Well, I think we're putting out a RFQ or RFP, however you want, for the VR. So, I mean,
VA.
VR,
Mhm.
VA. So, I mean, that should be started this year. So if it's successful, we'll budget for next year as well. I think it's already in the budget.
Mhm.
So, I don't know of anything else. I mean, other than the robotic mower we can look at, I mean, just because, I mean, labor is expensive, and if somebody can push a button, they can mow 7 acres and no one ever touch it. That's pretty amazing.
Yes, works for
Yeah,
us.
it's pretty amazing because
Yeah, we
I'm
just,
saying, I mean, there's something to look at because, I mean, and I think it might be able to even do the berm too, but we'd have to look at it. But I mean, but we're not the interior park, so if we can geo-fence it and just push a button and let it go to work, I mean, it might have some validity to it. But I want to also talk to the boardwalk guys as well because I know they're a lot more technology savvy than I am. So, but I still think it's something we need to look at because Oscar put me onto that because there's a gentleman that pulled it behind Aldi's, I guess, and released it out of a trailer, and it mowed the whole area, and he never touched anything. Got back on the trailer, and he took off. Never touched it. So it's kind of amazing, actually.
You soon would be the robotic car dropping off.
No, that's what I say. I mean, but I mean, still somebody's got to go out probably in front of it just to make sure there's not something that's going to tear it up or whatever. But I mean, it still allows you some flexibility, so somebody could be picking up trash or doing something else while the mower's mowing, and be more functional inside the park. So it's just something to look at. I mean, it's all about hopefully saving money at the end of the day. Anybody else have anything? I'm not going to sit here and talk.
No, that's all we have, minus the stuff that's on the agenda that we would like to go over. But if there's any other things, not necessarily KCDC related, but maybe indirectly related. As was mentioned, I did meet with some of the business owners. There is a support for us to maybe look into an entertainment district to help offset some of our funding. That might leverage some of the questions that were asked about the management fee, but also might alleviate some of the burden on the parking lot. Maybe we can feed that ecosystem that way. So there has been some discussion about that. I do firmly believe that we can pursue that a little bit further. Obviously, it's not a one day to the next process, but whatever we can do to offset that, to lighten that burden as a team, and I'll have to lean on Devin some as well, but we're willing to definitely tackle that. So that's the only update that I have on that, besides obviously busy times, as you can see by the agenda and some of the items that we're trying to submit.
It's still you. Number 8, KCDC Executive Director Report.
Same thing, sir.
All right.
Nothing else to report.
Just making sure. Number 9, consent agenda. Nothing on that. Number 10, 10A, consider impossible action to apply for National Fitness Campaign Grant Program.
We would need, there's no obligation. If you want us to put in the application for it, we can submit. It would be an application to find out if we could be funded. And if we don't come up with the match, it could just be that we just let it go by the wayside if that's what we choose to do. Obviously, there needs to be a commitment for the match if you're going to do that in the budget, if you intend to do it the next year. But if not, if you want to apply for it and see if we can get it and see what we can get, then that would be the decision. The only thing we would need to know in order to apply for the grant is which unit do we prefer? Do we prefer just the fitness unit, or do we prefer the one with the fitness court, and you want it to be shaded, and so on and so forth. So those decisions we would need to make. If you want us to pursue that at this time, if you want to table it, we can. There's no pressure to that, but being that Ms. Megan did bring this project forward, we want to bring the accompanying item on the agenda should you want to take that action.
I guess when you say the 57-acre park, I mean, I haven't seen where you want to map it out. So would it be, I guess, in that clearing right behind the kids' park? And
It would be parallel to Evergreen, closer to the Evergreen side, but still about a 45 degrees from the playground where there's still visibility, where parents, as was mentioned, can still work out. We have talked to the engineer to make sure that there's enough space there, and there is, to put either one, either just the fitness or the fitness plus the actual fitness, the sport court, if you will. So there is space for both if that's the decision or the choice. But that would be the location if you go for it at that park. Again, if you'd like to get the updated heat map and see if you want to possibly look at putting it somewhere else, if you want to do more than one, do one now, do one later, not do any, whatever your actual decision is.
I guess I envision something like that in the linear park. And, you know, I guess when I imagined what that was going to go under there, that was kind of what what I kind of pictured being down there. The 57 acre, I didn't know if that's something I have this bad vision and this bad memories of the old sports equipment that used to be up there, you know, the grass grew around eventually. It just sat there for so long. It was kind of creepy.
Yeah, moved over there. It was already in bad shape.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird, you know, it was like dystopia, but, I'm not so sure. I don't really understand I just don't really understand, except for obviously resident convenience and, you know, people who are exercising, that type of thing. You already have the areas there to do things in. Is having some cement there to the greenery, is that necessarily going to bring more people out there? I mean, obviously somebody's going to use it. I don't think that's the thing. I like the idea that, you know, parents can go, but I guess is that we're really going to really make the hub, especially if they're going to have the sports center at some point, you know, yes or no? I guess those are my only concerns I was thinking of.
And again, this is something that you don't have to take action on right now. This was a project that was brought forward, and we could also wait, maybe make more progress with the tree project and the community forestry project, and then obviously the COMISA grant. We could do that as well. I'm here to provide
I like
opportunities.
the idea of it, and I like the idea of it at 57 acre and linear, shaded, absolutely, whether it's the linear or, I mean, seriously. I would love to have more information on how many people are really going up to 57 acre park and who are we going to tap to use it? Like, what's the foot traffic up there. I think there's a lot on your plate right now, not speaking for you, but I think we've got a lot going on up there. So I love the idea. I just don't know that now is the perfect moment.
I'm gonna say the park is tenfold since we put the playground in.
I agree.
And picking up trash and walking over there. I'm gonna say, I used to see 3 to 5 people, now I see 30 people an hour and a half.
Okay.
It's busy.
I mean, it's gotten busy.
So it
No
would
matter
get-
what time of day too. I went the other day at noon and it's all 15 people and it was 102 degrees heat index out there. I mean, people were out there.
And that population is probably gonna even increase more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As the
as-
more the phases get done, I think that park's gonna become more and more popular and the more population we get that attaches to it.
Correct.
'Cause
That's the
areas
other
is
point. You've
Yeah.
got
Still
more
building
houses being
homes
built
and the people are still
crossing.
gravitating to that park. So I mean, you still. and then
Parking being established and the trees and the
Kipford's using
shading
it,
and the
the apartments
sidewalks.
are using it. So I mean, about 65% or 70% of our residents are pretty much attached to that park.
Correct.
In theory.
So then I would ask Megan, because you've done the research and the diligence, what is your thought and feel on when we should pursue that?
I think it should be a 2027 project.
Okay,
Definitely not something we're trying to tackle this year. But I do think it should be something we try and tackle next year. Again, because the trees that are being planted out there, they have already been staked. I don't know if any of y'all have driven by, but it's been staked where the trees will be placed. Some of those trees will actually provide some natural shade for the fitness court, so we'll have some shade out there, don't worry. But of course, once all of those trees are completely in, you don't want to disturb them too much, mess up the area too much. So I wouldn't space them too far apart in my opinion. Of course, I'm not,
so then based on what you're saying, apply this year.
Yes. And also, in speaking with Kenny, who was on earlier giving the presentation, having that grant would allow us or increase our chances of getting other grants approved as well.
Okay. So I like the combo one, shaded and then studio in.
So just to clarify, just for the sake of this, when we say next year or 27,
Yeah.
right now, it would be, this budget we're about to pursue would be the 26-27 budget. Are you referring to the 26-27 or the 27-28? You said 27, I want to just be
We
sure.
start October 1st. Our
Yes.
budget's October 1st to September 30th. Just so you know.
It would be 26-27?
Yes, in my opinion, that's what we should be aiming for. Because I
Okay.
believe the application for the grants opens in, did you say it was in August or June?
I want to say it's August, but maybe September, I know it's coming up.
Yeah.
Well, I think this makes a lot of sense on multiple locations. And Sean, we were just talking a little bit earlier that when you look at Gateway or Linear Park on the west side north of 6th Street along the multi-use path, part of the design is to level some of that out as it terraces down. And one of the ideas that the mayor had originally was to provide fitness areas underneath the freeway. Now, we realize from a lighting and a drainage and traffic standpoint, most of that is untenable, but in that area would be a fantastic area, and it borders that where we want the event space. So we're talking about a lot of traffic going through that area, and right now, there's really nothing you could do with that. And that would provide shade depending on the time of the day, without having to put shade on there, or at least augment what's there. So I think it'd be a great idea to apply for it, see about integrating that into multiple plans.
Okay.
I'd like to see that integrated linear too. That would be.
And
what
again,
interests me most.
the location, the final location where we have the verdicts, we still have to update the last heat map. We can bring that data back to you all. We have time. We have the next meeting if we needed to. If you wanted a table to see that first and dedicate a location, we can incorporate it into Linear Park at that point there. The only one question that did come up while we were looking through this was possible emissions around cars. If we did it too close to, I guess, us on this side. So maybe the spot where we were mentioning kind of towards the end there.
Right.
Closer to the boat ramp. might
Really,
be
just
towards
as it
that.
drops down into where the event space would be, that'd be a perfect spot for us.
Correct.
Get healthy sucking fumes.
Exactly.
So that was one thing that I think we didn't think of at that moment, but it kind of came up in conversation that, hey, yes, it was intended to have fitness under there, but how many users are we going to get with, at a red light, someone's smelling fumes possibly, so.
Should we revisit or workshop, where 57, again, you're the guy that's jumping in, trying to figure out exactly where we're at in projects, but you guys may have more background than me. But where the 57-acre project is now, and then what are the future phases, and then how does this new attribute fit into that? So, the idea is, are we adding a new attribute to that original plan, or are we phasing something out and this is kind of replacing something? So me, I can kind of figure out, okay, this is where it fits and this is how it fits into the budget a little bit differently. Obviously, grant funds are great to help support that. And so that's other questions that I have about the $2.6 million and how that funding works and how that's funding these phases. And a portion of that could go towards this. These are things I'd like to work through. But I like the concept. I think it's an easy thing to maintain. You're talking about concrete and some heavy structures. And I think it's a great attribute in giving people work out. I agree that having a linear park as well makes a lot of sense, especially down on the end. That's very peaceful near the water. And then the parks are essentially tied together through, a network of sidewalks and things like that. So with the linear park. So I think it's a great attribute. Just want to see how it works into the plan.
To help answer some of those questions, no, it can't be part of the current 2.6. The current 2.6 is going to address the phases that are closest to Evergreen. So imagine it's two squares side by side. The square that's, closest to Evergreen is the one that's being addressed with that for the most part. To kind of paraphrase, I mean, I can't go into all the specifics, but we are applying for further funding to try to attack the rest of it. But this particular scope was not part of the original application for the 2.6 because we had not brought that to the board for approval at that time. But not to say that we can't add it to future applications or future things that we're trying to bring forward.
And Caesar, just so it's said here, the record, the grant is only a small portion of the money
Correct.
that goes in, right?
Yes, sir. It is a very small portion. We would have to find grant funding to come up with the rest, unless KCDC would like to put some part of the match. And again, the pricing, the more units you try to get, or the more bells and whistles you add to the unit, then the grant funding could potentially rise.
Yeah, see, this starts at 200, talks about 262, but that's only after 30,000. The grant's 30,000, I guess. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe the grant is up to 30,000.
So
And there are a few ways to reduce some of that cost. The installation could be handled by us as opposed to the National Fitness Campaign's team. Same with pouring the concrete slab, that could be handled here by the city as opposed to their team, and that, could save us some costs there as well. I believe the cost that's laid out there would be the National Fitness Campaign team handling everything.
But I understand that right. If we get this grant, then y'all can apply for another grant to subsidize this grant.
Correct. That would be the
What's the
idea.
timetable on this grant? I mean, is it a year? I mean, if you get awarded?
If you get awarded, they're going to want you to try to do it as soon as possible and utilize it. But that's depending on the aggression that we can go after with other grants. But if you can't, then you could also just say, we weren't able to fiscally sponsor that this year. We would like to consider rolling it over or applying for next year. And that's pretty much all there is for that. Right now, where we are in the grant season and kind of how the cycle's flowing, it may be difficult to get some of that other stuff done, but there may be other opportunities as well.
So it's minimal risk to apply.
Yeah, in my opinion, I would say it's very minimal risk.
Okay.
I mean,
If we apply and then because we have so much going on with this project and truthfully, I think it's aggressive probably in this next fiscal year.
Okay.
And we don't get it done, are we acting in bad faith? Is that going to hurt our relationship to bring them in a future year?
I don't think so. We asked that question during that meeting, and we kind of asked it several different ways just to make sure. We wanted to make sure that if we were going to do that there was no risk.
So I guess if we were to be successful with HGCAT again, could we put the rest of this into an HGCAT?
Into
another grant? For next year?
Yes. To answer your question, we could be, and that would probably strengthen the application by having funding from another source. Tie that with, and I don't know if to throw numbers, but let's say this is, Sean, you mentioned 300,000 versus 30, so 10% from the agency. Say KCDC matches 40% and you get another 50% funder, you've now created a much stronger application, for example. So that's another way of doing it. Just a thought, not to say that you gotta do it right now or anything else, but we just want direction.
And it's not guaranteed, right?
Guaranteed that we're gonna get the grant.
No guarantee.
There's no guarantee we're gonna get it. We have to apply and.
We thought we were gonna get a couple other ones and we didn't get them, so I'm like, there's no guarantee.
I think everybody here agrees it's a good idea. I think we already have a couple of places where we can put it. So I don't think there's any harm in us moving forward. There's no loss there.
Do I have a motion?
I have a procedural question.
Yes,
Do you have to call this a project?
Technically, it's aligned with your development of 57 acre park. I don't know, but I would have to confirm with legal.
Just a question. Not to make life hard.
And again, if we're going to have a meeting on this soon, we're not tied to a timetable. We can also just table it so I can get that question answered and maybe bring you some more information.
I wasn't trying to wreck.
No. It's a fair, there's no,
We just never talked about it. Now we're talking about what could be $300,000 that we haven't actually gone through.
right. Well, and we started to kind of, but then it was more suiting for us to have Ms. Megan kind of onboarded and brought up to speed on some stuff. And then now that she has been, we started working on some projects. That's the next phase. But
I would love to wrap it into one of the parks. I think it's a brilliant addition for the town long term. I just also know how certain people around us can get if we don't cross our teeth.
I have no problem.
That we're going to go through the budget process and we're going to prioritize our CIP. So I think we can put that into,
Okay.
our thought process with budget and then see where it lands in that list. And then we can say, maybe this does get pushed one more year before we, commit to an application.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We'll do. If we have a motion to table, it sounds maybe like.
No, I gotta have a motion.
It sounds like that's the direction we're going in based on that, those two good
I'll make a
recommendations.
motion to table.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Dustin, do you vote?
We will bring it back as part of the CIP then. Thank you.
10B, consider impossible action to apply for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Parks Small Community Outdoor Recreational Grant.
All right. There are in succession, the three next opportunities that we have. Three next opportunities are specifically for Texas Parks and Wildlife. The Small Communities Grant, which is the first one, which is 10B, is a 50-50 match, and we're putting in for a scope of 57 acre park. Likely to be, whether it's the bird watching tower or the outdoor classroom, depending on where the numbers land. So the total project can be up to 300,000, 150 coming from the agency, 150 coming from this body should we choose to proceed. Last year, we applied for only one of these, which was 750. Now we're looking to apply for at least two of them, which would be a total of 900, which would be the small communities and the non-urban outdoor. So the item in front of you is requesting a application for 150 with a 150 match. Pending your approval, this will go to tomorrow night to council for a public hearing to also gain their support, assuming that you would approve it.
Questions, comments?
I have the same question this is for another phase of 57 acres. So I'd like to maybe get a presentation on what we've done, what's left, where the 2.6 is going, and then how do grants like this kind of close off the piece? That's really my only question, just because, I haven't been engaged with that project closely.
I don't think this is an addition to the project, though. It's just to try to attract more funding so we don't have to come up with as much money to finish this project. And it's not in the grant money already.
Correct. So
That we
last year
pursued.
we applied for several grants. We applied for the GOMISA funds, which we were able to get. We applied for the 750, which will be the next item, I think. So there were several of them that were applied for. We didn't get the one for 750, which was a 750 plus a 750 match for a total of 1.5. We were only able to attain, none from Texas Park and Wildlife, but we did attain funds from GOMISA at 2.6 with zero match. So we had to reconfigure what we would do because it was that amount.
Yeah.
We had applied for 5 million and we had 2.6. So we attacked that specifically towards that project, towards we pretty much had to accommodate our funding or our project to what the funding base
Devin,
was.
can you grab that door?
Because originally they funded us 1.5 and we went back, negotiated and made a case for ourselves and they bumped that to 2.6.
I think what he's asking for is someone, just send him a note of what phases are done.
Yeah.
The plan hasn't changed a whole lot. Where we got
Actually,
money from,
I don't think it's changed at all,
we
actually.
haven't really touched what is in the phases. The phases have kind of bounced around a little bit. I think just send him,
That's fair.
I think the answer to the concern is send him a note, send him something with what phases are complete. and what phases the 2.6 are gonna go to.
That's fair. I can do that offline.
You know, because we're doing this, you know, with multiple grants and it's taking multiple years, you know, if there's just a running list of, you know, kind of
Would like, it'd be good to see.
where
the
we're
matrix.
at,
Yeah.
here's kind of where we're getting to. You know, getting 2.6 million without a match is fantastic. You know, do we work towards getting some of that 2.6 million complete? And that might open up other maybe grants that don't have a match, you know, and so if we're putting a lot of time in 50-50 matches, we could be spending a lot of money, maybe we don't necessarily need to. I also, you know, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I'm not necessarily opposed of pursuing these grants. Now, just like the last discussion, this 150, if we get to, they approve it, and then we determine this really isn't in the cards in this timeline, maybe for budget constraints, other projects, you know, is that going to hurt our ability to apply for it at a future date or anything like that?
At this point, we were very, very close to being funded this past year. I think it was minuscule. We barely missed the cutoff. So this would allow us to make a bigger dent. Being, as was mentioned, we're about 3.2 short after this 2.6, give or take. So if you combine those two for that park, you're going to make up 1.8 of it. So kind of trying to get it done before inflation gets too far out of hand. Received clear direction here from the board to make sure we get that done as fast as possible. It was supposed to be a 5 or 10-year plan when the city paid for the first two phases out of pocket at the tune of 1.5, 1.6. And so now we're just trying to attack the rest of it with as much possible grant funding, even if it's 50-50, 80-20, 75-25, or in the case of the 2.6, it was 100-0.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's not common. That's not common.
I don't have an issue with the 50-50, I guess. And, you know, I'll allow other discussion.
Well, I will say that she's been out here twice and actually walked the park.
Yep.
She knows the park. She's the one that's kind of directed us in this direction from Texas Parks and Wildlife. So she pretty much told us how we messed up the first time.
We had
a step-by-step process through the whole application, and I was on that call for almost 2 hours, line by line, on what we could have done better and what can we do different to improve our application for this year. So I feel pretty confident unless somebody's just bulletproof. I mean, I think.
Yep. I mean, it's with grants, none of them are guaranteed, obviously, right? In this case, we had 3 technical assistance calls, 2 virtual, 1 in person. We're about as prepared as we can be. Getting the 2.6 actually helps our chances because it shows that somebody else believed in us enough for us to go after it. We're retooling the rest of the scopes to match what those dollar amounts would be. Last year, for example, it was a 750 with a 775 match because to complete one of the phases, we needed 25,000 more. This year, we're just honing it to the 750. So, I will have another conversation with you and kind of go over specific phases and where we are to bring you up to speed. I apologize for not doing that before.
No, and I just got sworn in today, so, you know, there's still a lot to catch up on. But I definitely, I support this and pursuing this. The only point of caution is just, you know, over committing to.
Sure.
If, you know, we got this 50-50, and then we get all of these, and we're like, oh, wait a minute, we didn't think we were getting all these. Just making sure that we're, you know, fiscally responsible and not put ourselves into it.
Not that happens very often, but having that issue would be an amazing issue.
I never thought we'd get a 2.6 million.
Right. And again, it's just been one of those things where maybe we could then go back and negotiate with the funding agency and say, look, we've been so blessed.
Yeah.
We asked for 500, we only need 350, and it reduces our match and so on and so forth. There's also a chance with these and still trying to figure out if we can still use some of the funds that have already been expended or part of the 2.6 as the match. That's one of the requests we're making. We are asking for that waiver as well. So that might help reduce the match, but also reduce the amount of work we get done. We're gonna have to keep attacking, so.
Right. I asked my questions.
Anybody else got questions?
I'll make a motion to approve for Caesar to apply for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Parks Small Communities Outdoor Recreation Grant.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. 10C, consider impossible action to apply for a Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Parks Non-Urban Indoor Recreational Grant.
I do apologize. Those are out of order. That's my fault for my silly error from probably getting cross-eyed from these. 10C is for the potential purchase of acquisition of land for the community center project that we're working on. This one is a new application for us. It is far-fetched, but it is 1.5 with a 1.5 match, total possibility of 3 million. This would be towards the indoor facility that we're working on, acquisition of land. We have got a commitment from the developer that should we get this grant for them to provide the match. So this one would be at no match for us directly, but it's a possibility for us to attain the land, which we do believe will be very close to that price range of $3 million for the land that we would need for this building. I'm seeking your approval to go apply for this so we can offset these costs. And potentially, should we pursue this project throughout as far as the city, as Mr. Williamson was stating earlier, we can lighten that burden even more. Seeking your approval to proceed with that application tonight.
Any questions? Does anybody got any questions?
Motion.
I need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to consider possible action to apply for Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Parks Non-Urban Indoor Recreation Grant.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 10D says the same thing, though. That's what I suppose they're calling.
Yeah, I do apologize for that. That is,
But it doesn't say, it. I mean, the book
It's actually-
got the numbers right, so can we proceed
well,
forward?
we can, I already asked. So if you notice it says non-urban outdoor, so it doesn't say small communities, it just says outdoor on the actual agenda itself. So I do apologize if the cover page was a little bit off. But essentially, this is the 750 with the 750 match
Let me read
application.
it. 10D, considering possible actions to apply for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Parks Non-Urban Outdoor Recreational Grant. This is the same one we applied for last year.
Yes, this is the
Yeah, that's the
750
one
we
you
applied.
walked
And we can
through.
go to 1 million if we want to get aggressive with this, or we can stay at 750, or we can back off of it too. I mean, there's, we can go up or down. But I feel pretty confident with this, with the application this year, with all the work that was done after we lost this last time, with her actually attending the city of Kemah and walking the park with us, or with Caesar.
Yeah.
I think she's invested in trying to make sure that we are successful. So if we want to get more aggressive, then I'm not opposed to that either, because I'd like to get this park done.
Only because we're seeking other funds from other sources that we've got hopefully pretty good traction with. If it's okay, I'd like to recommend to go for the 750. Only because we're gaining some pretty good traction. And I believe the funding agency so far that awarded us 2.6 has been favorable and pleased what we've done so far. So I think if it's okay, I'd like to keep that momentum going.
I need a motion.
So we're doing,
10D.
so 10D. So make a motion to consider and take possible action to apply for Texas Parks and Wildlife Local Parks Non-Urban Outdoor Recreation Grant at the 750.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. All right, 10E. Consider possible action to approve Houston Galveston Area Council intergovernmental grant funding agreement for livable centers planning and feasibility study. Mouthful.
This is a opportunity that was put in for $200,000 for a study. This was done to increase the potential of walkability throughout the Lighthouse District and making the attachments of the adjoining areas more walkable. HGAC would be managing the entire project. Part of the application was that it was a $200,000 application with a $40,000 match. At this point, for us to proceed, the agreement is already attached. All we need is the approval of the agreement, and then they would invoice us for the $40,000 for us to pay so we can get that project started. So this is something I guess you guys took as action maybe right before I arrived. We shook off the application, kept it moving, and we are where we are today. So congratulations, you received a $160,000 grant fund with a $40,000 match.
So this, you just need a motion of acceptance.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this already part of your project?
Well, this stemmed, if I remember right, and someone really needs to correct me, but this is the way I remember it, was we needed this study to help unlock grants for sidewalks, ADA support, as we move down that road in the White House district to bring things up to better shape in the district.
That is correct.
SWA, right?
Well, SWA was the one that did a lot of the.
Right, preliminary.
Preliminary and kind of went through it.
Before I was engineer, but I
Yeah,
remember that.
this stemmed off of these gentlemen working on sidewalks together, and then this was, like I said, the way I remember it is, we were told to come get this to help unlock everything else downstream for support.
Correct. The SWA was more conceptual. It was, this is what the design would be from an architectural standpoint. And it was a good starting point. This grant is really to get the engineering to say, okay, here's what it's going to take, so you can take it to bid and then seek grants to hopefully cover some of the project costs with the SWA and then the study together. So
It may also unlock some funding from the agency itself as well. It's one of those precursors like, hey, let's get this project done. Give us proof of concept, like see if we can get behind it. And then also, they don't want to pay and be funding projects that are going to sit on the shelf. They're going to hopefully help us get some funding to.
I remember that part of the conversation. Because she looked shocked when she said, Keema's never applied for this. What are you thinking? She looked at us like we were.
Well,
So the 40,000.
not only have you applied, now you want it.
Well, we have in budget, because we have the 750 already sitting out there that's not being used, so I mean, we don't have to make a budget adjustment, because,
So we already have that.
Budget,
I mean,
judge
it's in that
adjustment.
account. Was it earmarked just for Texas Parks and Wildlife, or is it just in that account?
We can do a budget amendment or adjustment
But we got 750 already sitting out there that's, we're not going to use. That's what
Yeah,
I'm asking, but I don't know if it was particularly earmarked just for one item.
no, it was just
As I
for,
say, it's in
Yeah.
an account, so we could
it's an
just,
account. So I can put on the next agenda, I can put a budget amendment to move 200 to the,
40.
40.
well, the whole project's 200, right?
Yeah, but this was not reimbursement. This was just, we pay the 40 and they take care of the rest.
160.
Oh, so we don't,
that's what I'm saying.
so the
We just try to
160
check out
doesn't
that-
come out of our bank account and then they get reimbursed?
No,
This one's a little bit
Oh,
different.
okay, just 40. So now I would, well, then, no,
I don't think
actually,
it'd take a budget.
I actually
think
didn't
you
know.
just
It's
try to
under
check
50, so just, I can
We'll
just
still
do,
be
I can,
$730,000 below budget.
yeah, so I can just do create a line item and just move 40.
Have a motion?
Well, then, before you make your motion, there was one very, very small Scrivener's error within the agreement, and I'd ask you to please, when you make your motion, to be it pending legal edits of the Scrivener's error.
All right. I'd like to make a motion, consider, is this one, right?
Tenny.
The consideration and possible action to approve the Houston Galveston Area Council intergovernmental grant funding agreement for Livable Center's planning and feasibility study, subject to legal edits.
Correct.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? 11A, I don't have anything. We got to post so early. I'll probably have something for the next meeting, but I don't have the details to share tonight. So, but the way we have to post a week early, you got to put it on there to be safe. So I don't have enough details to have a conversation tonight. So that's 11, 12, 13, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all. If probably get earlier meetings, we're gonna go in front of council. So I'll get clear date once we figure out the CIP.
Yes, sir.
Cancel that.
It is? Yeah, we all said cancel it because we needed this one to get the stuff before council.
Did
Yeah,
you send a cancellation via email? Pull it off the calendar?
I don't know if we did or not. I'll check.